What's up, everyone? So, are you all feeling like there's something weird going on with all these Action 6 reviews? Could it be the DJI Deep State or the Insta360 Inceptions in our dreams? At first, I thought it was all about sponsorships and free gear, but I think there's something even deeper going on. But it may not be that insidious. I think that it's just a natural human tendency to form alliances with brands, kind of like teams, and we all have our own biases based on our shooting styles. And as YouTubers and creators, even if we're aware of these biases, it still tends to show up in our reviews in some form or fashion. And this is the reason why drug trials always use double-blind methods. But I don't want to get deep into the psychology of it all, but I can't even really promise that my videos are going to be completely free from bias. Even though I'm not sponsored, and I did pick up the Action 6 and purchase the Ace Pro 2 with my own money. But I do promise to do my very best to try to kind of play referee between these two sides that we're seeing. I like to call them the DJI defenders and the Insta360 innovators. So this video is going to be part one of a two-part series where I build on last year's comparison that I did between the Ace Pro 2 and the Action 5. And in that comparison, I actually chose the Ace Pro 2 over the Action 5, and I sent the Action 5 back. The Ace Pro 2 fit my workflow and style just a little bit better, primarily due to its better internal mic system, its better build quality, specifically when it came to the USB-C doors, which kind of came loose and didn't make me feel comfortable taking it snorkeling or doing any other underwater activities without a dive case. And additionally, you have the superior low-light performance of the Ace Pro 2 over the Action 5. But to be honest, I do kind of miss the Action 5's image quality, its integration with the DJI mics, and also its likeness in colors and just overall image to my personal A-cam, the Pocket 3. And that's probably my biggest bias there. So what matters is really subjective. For example, one of my viewers has a fishing channel, and he said the trumpet flares were constantly getting in his way, showing him reeling in the big catch. And another one of my viewers films POV shots of himself painting sculptures, and I mentioned to him that it would probably be very valuable to have that flip screen that the Insta360 action cams have so that he can get those low angles. So for me, going on vacations with my son Parker where we go to the beach and then go snorkeling is my primary use case outside of these camera reviews. So internal mic performance as well as the weather sealing for taking the camera underwater during, rugged snorkeling type of adventures are key. So that should be a little bit better with the wind noise reduction on. I actually had it off. So it was probably, I don't even know if you could hear me in that scene. So this is with wind noise reduction, and I've got a bit of wind behind me. Let's switch to wind noise reduction on high. Okay, and this is with wind noise reduction on high. The wind kind of did calm down, to be honest with you. It's going to pick up here in a second, but I'm wondering if my voice sounds kind of like tinny or processed, I guess they would say. Let's wait till the wind picks up here a little bit. There's some wind. We got a good amount of wind now, probably about the same now as when I had it off on standard, and now we're on high. So how does this sound? Do I sound too over-processed? Just getting an idea of these things on this first video before the full comparison comes. There we go. I think that probably sounds a whole lot better with the Mic 3s here. And I did see where, during my unboxing, where DJI did address the USB-C door issues. Nobody's really talking about those little things that make it better than the Action 5. And for some people, it may not mean that much because a lot of these reviewers are just using, these cameras as vlog cameras and aren't taking them underwater, but it certainly means a ton to me. So that is definitely a good win for the Action 6, at least for me. And as I mentioned before, the other thing that we definitely need to check out is low light performance, because the Ace Pro 2 kind of torched the Action 5 when it came to low light, especially extreme low light. So let's check that out now. Whoa-yo! Okay, so how are we doing here? To be honest with you guys, I went downtown Fayetteville and they had this event going on, and there was a lot of copywritten music that was playing really loud, so decided I would just do this. This is where I did the, I think it was some of the Ace Pro 2 versus the Action 5. And we've got some weird lights over there that had some weird effects with the Ace Pro 2. The cameras just didn't handle it very well. So I'm gonna use this opportunity to go test that out again as well. So I have the aperture set to variable, and it looks like it's f2 here, so it should be letting in more light, but I'm kind of curious as to what the close focusing distance is doing, because it should be a lot longer minimum focal range than I'm used to. So this is with a small selfie stick, but this is basically at arm's length here. I'm gonna extend the selfie out. So we're out pretty far. This is like my arm here, so it's probably about 40 inches or more there. So I should definitely be in focus there. Bring this in a little bit. So this is at about maybe 3 feet here, about 36 inches. Let's get an idea of how the stabe looks as we walk around here. So how do the lights look there? It looks pretty accurate in the screen there. I'm just gonna kind of go back and forth here. How is this? I think it is having a little, it looks pretty accurate. I mean, it's probably hitting my face, but I think it's doing pretty well, actually. So how's the noise levels? Let's see that out. Let's test a couple other modes here, a couple other settings real quick as well. So I fixed the aperture at f2.8. So this should be pretty similar to what getting out of the Action 5. So let's just do the walk again. And pretty much test the stabe at arm's length here, and take a look at the focus distance as well with that. In the screen, it looks like it's doing extremely well. So this is at arm's length, and it is fixed aperture of f4, and it looks like it, I don't know, looks like the exposure is decent. So how's the stabe doing at f4? It's probably cranking the ISO, so I'm not sure exactly what it's going to look like there. And let's just out of curiosity, let's see. Oh, if it's going to do any better with these weird lights here. There we go, the weirdness. Yeah, so, okay. Well, let's switch into super night mode here. So this is super night mode at the fixed aperture of f2. It actually doesn't allow you to use a variable, meaning it doesn't allow you to set auto adjust on the aperture in super night mode. But how does this look in comparison to normal profiles? Is it any better? How's the stabe doing? Let's turn around here and we'll get kind of an idea. Now I am out about 40 inches at least, so should definitely be in focus here, but let's test these weird lights out first with super night mode, and then I'll bring it in and see how the close focusing is doing with super night. That's interesting. It might have fixed the issue here. Super night might be, let's just go ahead and bring it in. We can see both at the same time. So this is at about 3 feet, 36 inches, and am I in focus here? Let's bring it out here just a little bit, and so you can get a better idea if I'm in focus. Then we'll bring it in a little bit further out with, you know, the length of the selfie stick. Here's my arm here. So we're at about, actually about 3 feet here. We're probably at 40 inches previously, and probably 45 or more in the previous scene or previous length there. And let's just bring it into arm's length. It's about arm's length as if I were holding the camera itself. Am I soft? Is this a soft image? Let me know. So this is at f2.8 fixed aperture. I'm at about maybe 35 centimeters out, and that's what it says the minimum focal distance is at f2.8. It doesn't list what it is for f2.0 for some reason, and that is at arm's length if you like to. The reason I'm doing arm's length is because a lot of people prefer to just vlog with the camera itself and not a selfie stick. So how does this look? Let's do a little bit of a walk-in test. I'm gonna go ahead and it's just more comfortable for me to, since I've got the selfie to use it. So to give you an idea of what the stabilization looks like in a night mode type of situation like this. And yeah, how does this look? f2.8. Let's switch it up to f4. Okay, so this is at f4. And how does the focus look on this? I'm gonna bring it, it's only just at about 35 centimeters here, so it should be plenty of focus. And this is at arm's length at f4. And let's see if we get any difference in the stabe, just to, check out what it's doing. It's actually kind of light. I probably will do a extreme low light test with the Ace Pro 2 when I do that full comparison between the Action 6 and the Ace Pro 2. So this is D-Log-M. It looks really good in the screen actually. So maybe this is the way to shoot in low light. I'm just gonna do like one test with D-Log-M. I'm not gonna change the apertures. Right now I've got it on the variable auto adjust aperture and it is at f2.8. Maybe I will switch it to, or try to switch it to f. Now, I don't think I can switch it to f2, but if I can, I will do that. I'm not gonna play around with switching this to f4 with D-Log-M. So how does this look? How does the stabe look? Am I still getting better stabe? I'm gonna know real quick whether this is better than the Action 5 or not. It looks in the screen, unless I'm getting micro jitters that I can't see in the screen, in the small screen there. So hopefully they're gone and I can comfortably say that the camera is performing better than better than the Action 5. This is at arm's length at f2. I think it's catching it at f2.8. Yeah, it seems to be kind of stuck on f2.8 because it's trying to gather as much light without losing, that minimum focus distance. So unfortunately, you can only select a fixed aperture of f2.8 and f4.0. So I'm gonna bring this vlog to an end here, or part 1 of the series. Make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned for part 2 of the series, where I break out my multicam mount and compare this side by side to the Ace Pro 2, the Pocket 3, and maybe something else. I'm not quite sure yet, but definitely the Ace Pro 2 and the Pocket 3. So let me know down in the comments what kind of tests you would like to see in that one. And if you didn't catch my comparison last year between the Ace Pro 2 and the Action 5, I'm gonna put it somewhere down here, and you can check out that one next. Also put some affiliate links in the description as usual if you wanna pick anything up that really helps support the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.